Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan. Today I'm going to tell you if this game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is DJMax Respect V. An insane 157 songs await you in the latest release of the popular rhythm game. Is it worth pressing F to pay respects in 2022? DJMax Respect V is a PC, Xbox, and PlayStation release that is currently available on Xbox Game Pass. And as previously mentioned, the game has a bunch of songs and content, and so I would argue that the amount of time you spend in this game is up to you, up to unlimited. So what exactly is DJMax Respect V? Well, it's a definitive edition of DJMax Respect, the latest in the long-running DJMax rhythm game franchise that focuses on rapid button presses, a massive song list, and an equally massive amount of difficulty variants. DJMax's premise and main gameplay is absurdly simple and will be familiar to anyone who has played a rhythm game in the last decade. Bars come from the top of the screen in tune with the music, and you tap or hold the associated note to gain points. The more on beat you are, the higher percentage you get, getting both more points and more gauge for your fever meter, which can be activated to be added to your multiplier. While basic, DJMax adds more than a few wrinkles. First off, the default mode is 4 buttons, which is actually 6 because there's side buttons you have to press occasionally. However, you can bump the buttons to 5, 6, or even 8, with 8 being a significant upgrade and challenge, especially on a controller. And no, you're not going to be seeing that in any of this footage because I tried and immediately died. The game, as mentioned, has tons of songs included, with the V version of Respect including a bunch of the DLC as well, although for lots of those songs you're going to need to unlock them via challenges. Challenges can be completed across the game's 4 modes. Air replaced arcade mode and lets you join sessions of continuously random playlists while also commenting on the song for others online. It reminds me a bit of that Guitar Hero Live feature and honestly isn't very exciting. Quick play is your bread and butter where you can choose songs and play through them at any difficulty or note count. Open and ladder are the online modes where you compete for high scores either in groups or one-on-one. Mission mode has a predetermined set of songs with specific requirements and conditions like hitting a certain chain or high score, which is a good way to learn the ropes. And that's basically it. Play through a massive library of songs, unlocking tons of new stuff along the way, adding more notes until you can finally play the 8-button hellscape version of DJMax. So what do I like about DJMax Respect V? Well, it has that absolutely massive song list with its tons of multiple difficulties, number of keys, and more, which lead to an insane amount of content and playtime. Additionally, the game's fairly famous for its crazy background visuals for the various songs, and they're all detailed and very well produced, making each song a treat. And lastly, I found challenge mode to be a standout. It's a great way to get better at the game while completing different and more difficult tasks. When it comes to the bad, this game is really hard, even on low keys and easy songs, with it ramping up difficulty very quickly. It's not for beginners. Additionally, while it has a ton of songs, none really stuck out to me as being amazing, with only a handful from known artists, and most are a bunch of generic J-pop or techno. And lastly, the gameplay, despite its difficult learning curve, is still very basic at its core, as it's really only either tapping notes or holding them. While adding more note options does spice things up, it doesn't really do much to mix up overall like, say, Spin Rhythm XD does. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale. Must play, maybe consider, don't bother. DJMax Respect V is definitely a maybe consider. It's a completely decent rhythm game, elevated by its insane number of modes and songs, and if you already enjoyed the series on the Vita like I did, having it return, and with more content than ever, is a nice treat. However, at its core, these games haven't evolved much over the years, and as such, the gameplay comes off as a bit basic. However, I'd still say it's worth checking out if you like rhythm games and have Game Pass. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Do you play DJMax Respect V? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I liked it enough to almost buy the controller until I saw it was $300, so there you go. But regardless, go out there and make sure you check out DJMax Respect V.